Hi, this is Lee Furseth from the Headwaters Science Center in Bemidji, Minnesota. And today, there's even a live audience at the Science Center. It's 3:30 on Wednesdays, and we do this all the time, like every Wednesday, like clockwork. You said, boy, I'd like to go listen to him read. You'd show up on Wednesday at 3:30, and you could be in the audience too. But I'm not really reading to you, the virtual world. I'm reading to, well, today it's to this creature right here. I'm going to hold him up. We're going to get him close to the camera. We're going to make sure you see who I'm reading to. Would you pay attention to what your brain is thinking, or maybe even to what you're saying? The reason I say that is because I read to Orion the bunny rabbit usually. If I hold the bunny rabbit up, Orion, and I hold him up, usually the audience says, "Oh, isn't he sweet? Oh, isn't he cute?" That's what they typically say about Orion when I'm reading to him. What do they typically say when I'm reading to this guy? This is a hissing cockroach. I even offer him up. Would you like to hold him? And people cringe and back up, and that's when they usually say these words. Ugh, yuck. That's what they typically say. And when somebody says that for one of these hissing cockroaches, I usually say, well, the other cockroaches don't think so. Or I say, why would you say that? Now you've hurt his feelings. So today, I'd like to read you a book that's about the opinions people have about animals. These are what opinions people have about animals. The book is called The Ugly Five, and I will show you the pictures. It's a relatively short story, and in this particular case, it's a poem. So get ready. Make sure you figure out how the lines are rhyming. So you could even at home join right in. Guess at what the next word is. Before I do that, we're open 7 days a week at the Headwaters Science Center, located right here in Bemidji, Minnesota. It is Sunday that is the shortest day. Sunday is from 1 to 5. And starting on Monday and going all the way to Saturday, it's 9:30 to 5. 9:30 to 5, Monday through Saturday. It's Sunday that is from 1 to 5. And here we go with The Ugly Five. Where did I get this book? I got it from the Bemidji Public Library. I'll get it back there. Oh, it usually takes me about a week to get a book back there. It's by Julia Donaldson, The Ugly Five. Morning had dawned in the African plain. The lion lay grooming his glorious mane. The kudu looked cool, and the rhino looked fine. By the way, we have a kudu. Well, not a live one. We have a stuffed kudu on our floor. The kudu looked cool and the rhino looked fine. The bright pink flamingos looked simply divine. The zebras looked graceful and the leopard looked great. Oh, what a pretty picture. But wait. Who is this creature so ugly and weird with her spindly legs and her gingery beard, with her big chunky chest and her skinny behind? To say she looks plain would be really quite kind. We're talking about that one right there. That's what we're talking about. That one's going to get ranked in the top 5 ugliest animals.
We have one of these in collections, but not on the exhibit floor.
Aha, very good.
Not a whole thing.
Maybe it's coming up for the Friday show. Wait a minute. Let's not put everything onto the Friday show. We'll stick with the Wednesday show. It's the wildebeest. Slowly, she ambled along, trampling the grass and singing this song. I'm the ugly one. I'm the ugly one. I'm the ugliest animal under the sun. My ungainly appearance is second to none. I'm the ugly one. I'm the ugly one. ... One of my favorite pieces of punctuation. During the ... you're expected to turn your brain on and go, so how could this sentence end? Oswald had an answer. Did you hear our owl? But here's someone uglier. Oops, did I skip an entire page? Nope, I'm the ugly one. But here's someone uglier even than me. Who can this strange-looking specimen be? How do you do? I'm a spotted hyena. Who could be uglier? Who could look meaner? I suppose I'm supposed to use this slight accent with that one to get hyena to rhyme with meaner. My mane is all spiky. My skin is all spotty. No other creature could look quite so grotty. Not sure grotty is a word, by the way. But when you're doing poetry, you know, sometimes you just make up the word because it's got to rhyme. My voice is a mixture of giggles and groans, and I like nothing better than crunching on, that would be bones. I must be the ugliest beast in the scrub. Then the wildebeest shouted.
Something above.
Hold that thought.
Let's go.
Hooray, join the club.
Man.
You want that again? It's kind of fun if I could have turned the page faster. Here we go. I must be the ugliest beast in the scrub. Then the wildebeest shouted. Hooray, join the club. The two ugliest animals ambled along, picking up dust and singing this song. We're the ugly two, we're the ugly two. We wouldn't win prizes for beauty, it's true. You'll see nothing worse if you go to the zoo. We're the ugly two, we're the ugly two. What do you think? Are you the ugly three? Could this be ugly three right there, cockroach? I don't think so. But who is this hideous bird that we see perched on a branch on the powder puff tree? I'm the lappet-faced vulture. I'm ugly and bald. No wonder that everyone looks so appalled. I have flaps on my face that are wrinkled in pink. My beak is gigantic, and what's more, I stink. My beak is gigantic. Oh, sorry. At meal times, my habits are really quite vile. I much prefer food that's been dead for a while. I'm clearly a lot more revolting than you. Then the other two shouted,
Come join the crew.
Bravo, join the crew. Very nice, Ryan. Have you read this before?
No.
No, he's in. My three ugliest animals ambled along, splashing through water and singing this song. We're the ugliest three, we're the ugliest three, the ugliest beast that you'll likely to see. You won't be tempted to ask us to tea. We're the ugly three, we're the ugly three. What animal's next? Surely it's on your list. I'll give you a clue. A watering hole. But who is this animal having a role in the bubbling mud of the watering hole? Hello, I'm the warthog, as ugly as sin, with 2 pairs of tusks and bristly chin. My tail stands on end and my body is dumpy. My head is too big and my skin is too bumpy. People are shocked by my deafening snort and my face that is covered in horrible warts. I'm the worst looking creature from here to Japan. Then the other 3 shouted.
Come join the band.
Could it be band? You're thinking it's what?
Clan.
Clan? Come be a fan? Yippee! Join the clan! Very nice. Nice to have a live audience. The 4 ugly animals ambled along, scaring the starlings and singing this song. We're the ugly 4, we're the ugly 4. We're gristly and gruesome and hard to ignore. Take just one look and your eyes will feel sore. We're the ugly 4, we're the ugly 4. Just thinking, I'd like to join this audience. We have this possible audience member. Wait, there's another audience member coming from that direction. Back to you. But who is this perfectly terrible frump raiding the rubbish bins down by the dump? It's the Marabou Stork. And I think you'll agree that no other bird looks as dreadful as me. My wings are enormous. I'm hunched and I'm gangly. And look at my throat pouch. It's dingly dangly. My legs, long and skinny, are covered in poo. And I'll eat almost anything, even a shoe. I'm a grouchy old grump, and I'm a horrible slob. Then the other four shouted.
Mob.
Could it be with mob? I think that's what Oswald was saying. I think it's mob. Yoo-hoo, join the mob. There they are, the 5 ugliest. No, cockroaches made the top 5.
Yeah.
I think he really likes the story, though.
So the missing cockroaches don't quite live there. We're a little too far to the northwest of our environment here.
There. It doesn't surprise me that Ryan would be doing the science behind the story. He'd be going, oh, yeah, but he doesn't actually live there. So, okay. So the 5 ugly animals ambled along, casting long shadows and singing this song. We're the ugly 5, we're the ugly 5. Everybody flees when they see us arrive. How can such hideous creatures survive? We're the ugly 5. We're the ugly 5. Let's stop. Just a minute. Be quiet. Who are these? Peeping from burrows and hiding in trees. Hello. We're your babies. You give us our food and help cheer us up when we're in a bad mood. You clean us and preen us and pick out the nits. And we want you to know that we love you to bits. We love all your spots and your warts and your bristles, your grunts and your groans and your hoots and your whistles. We really don't think you look ugly at all. Your beauties, your bombshells, the bells of the ball. You're kind and you're cuddly, you're brave and you're strong. And that is the reason we're singing this song. You're the lovely 5. You're the lovely 5. You're sweeter than honey from bees in a hive. You're quite the most beautiful creatures alive. You're the lovely 5. You're the lovely 5. Consequently, the collection of animals that made the book, both as the lovely ones and the ones that in the beginning were quite ugly. The point being, ugly or even quite beautiful is all an opinion. We at the Science Center don't like to take stock in opinions. We'd like to work away at facts. That's what we'd like to do. And ugly isn't really in the factual category. So just for the fun of it, how about The Fox in the Wild by Clive Mcfarland? Just a second book to take us up to maybe just a little bit longer today. This is Fred. He lived in the middle of a city. Guess from Bemidji?
I'm from the cities.
Cities.
Superior.
Yeah, so just across from Duluth?
Yep.
Ever had a fox in your part of the city?
Yeah, so I live in the suburbs, so it's just north, so we get foxes and coyotes all the time.
Wow. How about in Superior? I suppose there'd be some foxes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we get foxes in my backyard, but you know, I live out of town a ways. I don't know about a fox in Bemidji.
Never seen any downtown.
Yeah. But the city was smoky, noisy, and very, very fast. This could be Minneapolis. Fred's cousin loved living in the city, especially at night when the streets were quiet. Let's raid the garbage, said Fred's cousin. That sounds dangerous, said Fred. Sounds exciting, said another cousin. So Fred kept watch while his cousins made a nighttime raid. Then crash, bang, get out of here, yelled an angry voice. The foxes fled. Fred's cousins went one way and Fred went the other. Fred climbed onto a rooftop to hide, and above him he saw a flock of birds flying over the city. "Where are you going?" Fred called, but his voice was carried off by the wind. Fred had to find out where they were going. "Where do the birds go?" he asked a tired dog. "I've never really thought about it," said the dog. "Have you ever followed the birds?" he asked a skinny cat. "They get away," said the cat. "Do they fly beyond the city?" he asked a watchful rat. "There's no such place," said the rat. Wow, that rat has a very small view of the world. "Do they fly beyond the city?" he asked a watchful rat. "There is no such place," said the rat. Fred wasn't convinced. The city couldn't go on forever. We know that so well in Bemidji, Minnesota. Suddenly, something came tumbling out of the sky. "Honk! It's one of those birds." "Please don't eat me," cried the bird. "I don't want to eat you," said Fred. "I just want to know where the birds go." "Well, they go to the wild," said the bird. "Where the trees spread their branches and the wind blows over the hills. That's where I was going." And then the bird flew off. Fred knew he needed to see the wild for himself. The bird said there are trees in the wild. But this place didn't seem that wild. The wild wouldn't be so bare, thought Fred. And the bird said the wind blows in the wind. But this place didn't seem like the wild either. I don't think we're in Minneapolis. St. Paul?
Like
It might be in Superior.
Could be Superior. Yeah, that would not be so unusual. I think you're right. But this place didn't seem like the wild either. "The air is too dirty here," Fred thought, coughing. The bird said there were hills in the wind. Okay, we don't have Superior, because the air is not dirty in Superior, is it?
No.
No. Okay. Sounding a little more like maybe right on the ocean coast somewhere. But this place didn't seem like the wild. "The ground is too hard here," thought Fred. He didn't know where to go next. Just then, clang, screech, crunch. Fred ran for cover. Let's turn back one. Just make sure we're following this whole line. So he's sitting up there. Fred ran for cover. He was in a tunnel where it was too dark to see. Fred tried not to be scared. Take a look at the eyeballs that are watching him. I think he's not the only one in the tunnel. Finally, he tumbled out the end and into a place with trees. Real wild trees. They were greener than anything he'd ever seen. And the ground was softer than anything he'd ever walked on. A wild breeze swept around Fred. He'd never smelled anything quite so wonderful. Fred heard animals scurrying in the underground. They sounded better than anything he'd ever heard. I'm going to tell you what, Orion would not be liking this book, because of all the animals Orion, our bunny, dislikes the most, I think foxes are right at the very top of the list. He doesn't seem to mind so much, but he's not near as interested in this story as the last one. He enjoyed that one much more. Fred took a breath of clean wild air and ran over the hills. He had found it. "I'm in the wild," he barked. "Hello," said a voice. "Do you know where the birds go?" Thanks for tuning in today. We're about done with our 3:30 live show all about books. Just a reminder, we're open 7 days a week. You don't have to try to figure out which day of the week we're open. We're open all 7 of them. Sunday is 1 to 5. And you can come find us Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 5. Thanks for tuning in. Say goodbye. I'm not sure what the name of this